Hello, this is your team lead, Carlo Camucha, and I will be demoing my stuff and what I changed. And then I'll be teaching Cloudinary and Google Maps API with our forms. This is part of the stretch, so I hope you learned something new. So let's go ahead. As you can see, I modified our stuff over here, and let me just go demo it real quick. So I have this little browse field, and then let's go ahead and select a file. Go pick this one. It's a dummy picture, right? And then let's put a restaurant type, rating, wait time, whatever. Just comment. Let's put a name on it. Then here's one of the parts that I added over here with a cloud in there, which is the Google Maps drop down. So let's go find the place. So let's say Panda Express. See this one right here? And then I still need to style this one, but I didn't, and I just wanted to show the functionality of it first. But as you can see, it would automatically populate right over here, and I'll go show you through all of the code. But for now, I just want to demo it. Then we're gonna go submit it, right? And then we want to go back to our home page. Then now we have it, Panda Express, with a picture, and then it's gonna be right here. I have it on static maps too. And then as you can see over here, I modified it and I made it with date functions. It is a pretty hot library right now in React. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go to our console cloud, google.com. And y'all need to register into this one. Okay, and then I'm going to teach y'all how to make a new project and how to make your keys and all that. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new project. Well, I didn't name it. There we go. Wait. Excuse me. So we're gonna name this Foodie-Fun. All right. And then what we're gonna do? Yes, let's just name it like this. We have Foodie-Fun, and then let me just go ahead and go switch to Foodie-Fun. It's still creating, but here we go. Let's go ahead and open this one. Still taking too long. So let's go ahead and go to our dashboard. Has been a while, so not this one. But this is what we want. We want to enable APIs and services. So we want to get our places API. We want to get this one enabled. And then let me just, yes, manage API enabled, but I'll be going over what we need to open. But let me go back to the dashboard. Sorry if it's taking too long, but APIs overview. And then this is what we want to enable from right here. I need y'all to enable the places API and the map static API and the maps JavaScript API because we might need this. So we gotta make sure that this thing doesn't throw any errors. Then after we enable this one, we wanna go to credentials. And then we want to create credentials. Let's create an API key. And then we are going to restrict key. So to initialize it, then we're gonna have this key. We're gonna have this key with Places API, JavaScript API, and Static Maps API enabled onto it. So go ahead and let's go dive into some code. First of all, we want to go to our index.html and we want to go load this script tag over here. I'm going to be putting it in a GitHub gist, so don't worry about it. But this is the one that we need to focus on, the key. This is going to be the API key that we just made and libraries places. And then we need to close the script tag, of course. But the big catch with this one is that this is a very inefficient way to go load your keys because people can see it and they could go use your keys and you don't want this one. So what we want to do after this one, as a stretch goal, try to look at React Async Loader, which is pretty much gonna load the script tag when your component gets mounted. So we could go use our Google API, Maps API. And I'm going to be putting a link onto the GitHub gist as well. And then let's go to the next step. So wait for a bit. Okay, this is a lot of code, but pretty much this little drop down thing that I've had, this is gonna be the code for it. And I'm gonna be going over all of this just a second. Okay, so let me just look for it. This one, I'm trying to go look for it. Somehow, it's not here. Here we go. So this thing, I just have a little drop down class name for it. Input class name drop down. This is the thing that's like auto drops down from Google. And then we're gonna have a little component did mount. You want this thing to run first and foremost. So we got the drop down class. We're selecting that thing using document.query selector. And then since we loaded the script tag from Google, what we're gonna do is we're gonna initialize it, right? Const dropdown is equal to new window.google.maps.places.autocomplete, and then we're gonna invoke it. We're gonna put the input function in here. And then just with these 2 lines of code, you're gonna have a little drop down that auto-populates with whatever you type on it. And then we're storing it in a variable. And let's go to line 10, which is the third process. What we're gonna do is on the drop down, it's gonna give us a method called add listener. And this is pretty much this is what you type, place underscore change. You need to type it this way. Google's not gonna accept place space change. It needs to be place underscore change. Then it's gonna have a little callback over here, right? So place change, just like our event listeners, there's a callback. What needs to happen when this thing triggers, which is place change? So what we're going to do, we're gonna make another reference to this one. Const place is equal to drop down that get place. And then we just want to when you're trying to code this, please try to console log this place thing, because it's gonna return you pictures from Google, from that place. It's gonna return to you the name, it's gonna return to you the address, it's gonna return to you a lot of stuff, which is gonna be helpful if you're gonna be doing like a little locations project. This is the best thing to do with Google Maps API. And then we're gonna get our lat input and long input. Now don't worry about this. I modified the server our server is not taking Latin long, but I modified it, so this is not gonna be breaking. So what we need to do is we need to reference the place, this place right here, the place that we're getting. Place the geometry, the location, the lat, like get the current latitude and get the current longitude of this one. But anyway, since we have this one like this setup, I'm basically taking the lat input and the long input and setting it to state up there, because this is how we have our application set up. But let's go look onto this one. Go look onto it. Just give me a second. Don't look yet, but I'll highlight the things that we need to look at. Anyways, this is the new object that we're gonna be sending to the server. So, restaurant type, food rating, wait time, item name, item comment, item photo, date visited, date.now. And then we're defaulting it to date.now, and then lat, this dot stay lat, this dot stay long, yada yada yada. But this is what we're doing. And then we're gonna display it, right? We want to go display it. So I have a little thing from date functions over here, just to format it nicely, so we could go have this little format over here, April 4, 2019, 2:46 p.m., all that good stuff. And then let's just go ahead and look at the code again. All right, so we're gonna have a little image tag. I'm gonna be posting this one again onto our GitHub gist. So what this thing does is, since we have our static maps enabled, all right, we're gonna put a center to it. We're gonna center the static map based on our lat and long provided by the server. And then we're gonna set the zoom to 14. We could go change this up to 2, but that's gonna be way too far out, and we don't want that. And I think it takes input from 1 to 15, and then the size is just gonna be small, because you could go change this to be 800 by 500, or whatever you like, just to fit your CSS stuff. And then we're gonna have our key again over here. We need to reference our API key over here again, since we're accessing the API again. And then we gotta put a marker on it, right? Because we wanna show our users where this place is located. So we're gonna have this props a lat, this props that long, and then scale 2. And then we need to make a summary. I'm gonna stop the video over here and make 2 videos, since this is kind of heavy to put in, to take in, I mean. Now, summary. Oops, it was gone, but I'm sorry. But anyways, create your console.cloud.google link. I'm gonna be providing that onto the YouTube video. And then what we need to do is we need to initialize it. We need to take our drop down thing, and then window.google the maps have places that autocomplete, since we already loaded our script tag with the API key on it. And then drop down that add listener, place change, and then all this good stuff. I want y'all to pause the video over here, take a screenshot, because this is a lot of code to write, but it's very intuitive once you write it. And then I'm gonna end the video over here, and then I'm gonna be teaching Cloud in Air next. Thanks for listening.